Hello, everybody. Buddy, we're in Midland, Texas. What we're looking at here is the definition of the police code 1096. And as you can see here in Texas, it means a mental patient, basically crazy. If the police label you 1096, it's crazy. That's one of their codes, like 10-4, good buddy, or whatever. Let me show you what they're doing here. What we're looking at is the first two police reports for burglaries at my house. The police did not label it as a burglary. That was one way they falsify the police reports to cover up this organized crime. Well, let me show you. Here's the police report number. There it is, 11/9/2010. My first call for a burglary at this house. And on the call was A. Corson and Stephen Truex. And I want to show you at the bottom, 2220 Corson. Tony Corson said, complainant, possible 1096. I was a 27-year company man, granddad, homeowner. Somebody broke in my home. I was a crime victim, and he was already labeling me as crazy, falsely labeling. This is on purpose. Let me show you. A couple months later is my second call for a burglary, and that was on January 8, 2011. There's the police report number. It says here, complainant is holding his 9mm in the closet with the shotgun, scared to death. Once again, Tony Corson, same cop. Once again, same cop. Complainant 1096. I'm 100% convinced Tony Corson knows about the underground homes, and he's the one falsifying the police reports, falsely labeling crime victims as crazy to help and support this organized crime. Internal Affairs is the group that's supposed to investigate police corruption, right? Well, guess who they promoted to be head over Internal Affairs? Anthony Corson, sergeant over Internal Affairs. So if you report a dirty cop, then it's going to go to this dirty cop that's falsely labeling crime victims as crazy to cover up this organized crime. And just real quickly show you what happened. I was shot by somebody under my house with my phone lines cut. I had no communications. They stole my cell phone, disconnected home phone lines, and then shot me from point blank range by surprise. Somebody under my house. And you can see where the nurse documented me telling the detective at the hospital, there's sirens going off. The alarms are going off over and over. It was recorded on a voice recorder that I told them about, that the police stole the voice recorder. I said, there's proof. Go look, there's proof. And the police come stole the voice recorder that proved I was shot during a home invasion, a burglary. Okay, I was shot on 1/28/12. 1/30/12, less than 2 days later, this officer, April Chandler, she creates a permanent record and calls me a paranoid schizophrenic. I want to show you that. That's a lie made up by this dirty cop. I had not been diagnosed with this, disease. As I was saying, I was a 28-year company man. I was a homeowner. I was a granddad, and I was a crime victim. And that's what they're doing to cover up these premeditated murders, home invasions, this racketeering, organized crime, okay? And this one was done by Rosie Rodriguez, the detective. She called the hospital. I called Allegiant Specialty Hospital to evaluate and commit Buddy Webb. That's what the doctors had cleared me. Okay, and why had they cleared me? Because I'm innocent, I'm a crime victim. I was home minding my own business. They broke in my home with guns. Okay, they tunneled in the home. Okay, there's an underground home in the backyard where they had also parties. But the bottom line is they pointed a gun at me, pulled the trigger. These are cold-blooded killers, and that's what these police are working with. That's who they're trying to cover up, cold-blooded killers. When I bought this home, the previous owner right here, Mike Lawson, had just died, 27 years old, okay? And then all these crimes start happening to me with the underground homes, tunnels, and all that. And then a lady called me or contacted me. She says, I talked to a friend of mine that was really good friends with Mike. This is Mike right here. And he lived there before you did. He felt like people were in his house, how he knew people were in his house. Mike was reporting the same crimes that I was reporting, but before he died at 27 years old. I suspected, Mike was killed here after everything happened to me. I sent in a first responders records request. There's the number on it. And I said, please send me records for calls to my home at Fair Circle before I transferred into town on November 1st, 2008. I'm very interested in any records for the previous homeowner, Mike Lawhon. This 27-year-old father died a few weeks before I bought this home, and I suspected that he was murdered by the same people who shot me. So I'm just asking police reports for my home that I shot in, and the city of Midland denied my request. And not only me, nobody can get them records for the police reports for this home around the time that I suspect Mike was murdered here and taken to Fort Worth. What we're looking at here is an email that I sent myself on 6/27/13. I did that to document it, prove that I said that on this date, and I wrote another home with burglars in the attic. Okay. So at the times what happened is when, here I'm reporting people in the attic, the police are calling me crazy. Then I'm shot with my phone lines cut. The police once again call me crazy. Okay. They don't tell me about all these other homeowners reporting people in the attic. Okay. And then I got a police scanner. And then one day I heard this call, and that's what this email's about. At 5 p.m. yesterday, I heard a call on my scanner from the dispatcher to officers concerning a person that says they have intruders in the attic. This female dispatcher stated a possible 1096, which is a mental patient. The radio said that these people have been breaking into his attic for about 3 years. This was on Story Street and owned by the late Harold Klotz. Okay, I spoke to Mr. Klotz last night, and he told me that he rented this home out for a few years, and this is when I suppose it was rigged for covert entry. And I went on to talk about. He told me there was a doctor that lived next door that had a lot of traffic. I suspected it was human trafficking. And I've been talking and heard of that. But that was my first call from the police scanner to hear somebody else report people in the attic. And then I started hearing a lot of people over time, and I started recording them for proof, And that's why right now you can't listen to the police scanner. The police have it blocked because they were getting caught. They were involved in this organized crime and racketeering, the people in the attic, murdering the homeowners, etc. Okay, did you hear that? Okay, so it was on Providence Street in Midland, and here's what the dispatcher says, 1096. And there was people in their attic. It's going on all over the place. And I'm sure that dispatcher knew it. They falsely labeled that crime victim as crazy. Okay, I don't think she's alive either. Here's another one I heard.
OPD 728, go ahead.
Yeah, we've been in the area for a bit and not seen any outside activity so far.
10-4, we're believing he may be a little 1096.
1096, do you see that?
I was figuring when he reported that he heard voices in the attic.
Voices in that. See, that's how they're covering up this organized crime, racketeering. It's worth a lot of money to break into somebody's home and rent-free living. That's like $2,000 a month rent. And so that's what they're involved in, is making this money from this organized crime of burglary, tunneling under a home, rigging the attic, living in the person's home, and it's free heating, cooling, don't pay no rent, don't pay no taxes, and then the police are helping you. And if you try to stop it, they murder you. And then over time, this is a spreadsheet with 42. I've probably got over 60 people. Every time I turn around, I think I had one yesterday. Somebody tells me that's been going on at my house. It's going on all over the country, and that's how they're covering it up, is by falsely labeling the crime victims as crazy. They're destroying the lives of the innocent crime victims that are reporting crimes to the police to support this organized crime racketeering. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.